or one more lecture or remaining units. Anyway, I hope you might have understood, enjoyed the yesterday's session. And in today's session, as I just declared you that unit number 2 is entitled as application letter and report writing. In fact, you people have already practiced, I think so, because application letters or report writing, these lessons, or what should I say here, the practice is very common to all, because nowadays we people are well acquainted with writing letters and writing reports, or at least at our 10th or 12th level or BA, BCom, the level which you have crossed, which you have passed. In such levels, several times you might have come across several types of application letters and types of report writing. The only thing is that why application letters? Well, nowadays you know that there is a science and technology in which people do use modern tools and techniques to interview ourselves, because after all the basic aim of writing application letter is to introduce yourself before facing an interview. That is the only thing, and through which we try to show our own personality. That is one of the methods, mediums through which we try to reach to the concerned authority or experts that they arrange, that they conduct your interview, and so and so. So that is the later thing that I will clarify you later. So before learning writing application letters and writing the reports, we have to understand the basic elements of writing letters. So why, or what are the objectives of writing letters or report writing? So first of all, to understand the importance and uses of different forms of letters is very important. That is why we are learning. That is why we are studying here application letters and writing reports. Later on, you will need to explain the different elements of a letter. In fact, you people might have already well acquainted, that I already declared that you are already acquainted with all the concerned elements of writing letters. So it is easy one, common one task that you do daily in your life. Several times you might have done already. You might have already applied for different designation, different post, and you might have already in service, I think so. Anyway, the next one thing is that to apply the elements to compose different forms of letters. That is also important elements, important objectives that in order to achieve that one objective. Also, we are studying here. Understand the concept of effective business report. To understand the concept of effective business report is also one of the important objectives of this unit that we have to achieve, and we will definitely able to write reports and application after studying this unit. Also, to explain the structure and process of writing a report. Explain the structure and process of writing a report. And the last one is to find relationship between types of reports. Types of reports. So let us see, these are some objectives that we have to achieve after studying this one unit. So later, yeah, I would like to just introduce you people the elements which are involved in writing letters or writing reports is very important. That I would like to introduce you in this session. So first of all, after writing your letter, it needs a letter also needs a cover letter. So what is it? A cover letter is a one-page document that you need to submit as a part of your job application along with your resume or curriculum vitae. So despite application letter, we have some other documents that we have to attach or we have to submit to the concerned authority. Then only you can complete the procedure of uh, application. Okay, so it is the first one thing is that cover letter is also very important. Letter thing is application letter is important, and after the application letter, one more thing is that is a resume or resume or biodata or curriculum vitae. There are some different names that we use for different purpose or for different situation. That curriculum vitae is also used. We use biodata is also we use, and resume is used. But the only thing is that all these the elements are there that we use for different purposes. So, or as per the need of the application, or as per the need of situation or job, we people do practice or we people do use these types: resume, curriculum vitae, and biodata. Okay. So, application or cover letter should include 250 to 400 words approximately. That is in SLM we have some sort of discipline or the criteria is given here, but in fact it is not necessary to stick to the criteria. After all, if you cover your um, the predetermined objective in your application letter, cover letter, it would be covered without having the calculation of your words that is mentioned here. So it depends on the job requirement, what they require, what they mention in advertisement, and so things are there. Anyway, things to be considered whenever you write or whenever you form a cover letter. Okay, the first one thing is that elements of the cover letter are to that your cover letter has your contact information and the appropriate salutation. Sorry,
Sir,
appropriate. Yes.
sorry to interrupt you, sir. Sir,
Hmm.
are you sharing your screen? If
No,
yes, then it is not visible.
I'm not prepared. I have not
Okay.
prepared a PPT, but just because I don't have that much time. In fact, Patil sir has already asked to me that you have to conduct 2 or 3 lectures to cover these elements, and I think so. These units are very
No
simple,
problem. No
common
problem,
one.
sir.
So without having PPT, I think you can understand. Okay. Anyway, the things which I am now discussing with you people is that only the elements which are involved or which are essential or important through which we can complete our letter. That is the only thing is there. So the first one thing is that as usual we people do write our address. That may be at the right side of the letter the page or at the left side of the page. So these things are right or left are based on the using in today's situation. Generally, what happens with us, we Indian people do write our address on right side. Okay, but there are some types. MLAs are there, AP is there, AP, MLA. These are some styles that we people use sometimes. Otherwise, we people often use our own Indian method. That is, we do write or we write our address on the right side top of the page. So the only thing is that should be a complete one. Your address should be complete one. Your name, your lay, the PIN number, your designation if you are already working, and so on and so things. It is not necessary to uncover all these things that should be included in address. Address is address. It should be only complete one. Later we have one more thing is that left side we addressing to whom we are writing, to whom we are addressing. So to whom we are addressing, the advertisement itself uncover, or already it is declared by in the advertisement that to whom you are addressing. So it may be as per the requirement of a job. Maybe he may be or she may be the manager, maybe a deputy manager, maybe a superintendent, whoever may be, we don't know. But as per the requirement of the advertisement or the mentioned for the person, designation should be used or to address in application letter. You just imagine that the manager. Then there is a name of the company that they often give you or you find in advertisement. Then the address, particular address where the particular company or office, it may be government, it may be private or whatever it may be, is already mentioned in your advertisement that you should cover. You should mention the detailed address of the address. Then you will have number three elements is a subject matter or subject. You have to write their subject. What is the subject? That now we are studying only application letter. So in subject you have to mention the in a concise way that application. Suppose the advertisement in advertisement, if you find that they require marketing manager, just suppose they require marketing manager. So how should you or you have to write here the subject? The only thing in a particular way we have to mention or you have to write here application for the post of marketing manager. Finish. This is the complete subject matter. Application for the post of marketing manager. म्हणजे एवढंच लिहिणं गरजेचं आहे. The requirement and to the point. Regarding in that way you don't write. Only thing is that in subject application for the post of marketing manager, for the post of clerk, for the post of deputy engineer, for the post of manager, for the post of salesman, whatever it may be, as per the requirement of the advertisement, you have to mention there that application for the post of marketing manager. Okay, it is the number three element. Later you will need to the number fourth element is that reference. संदर्भ म्हणतो आपण मराठीमध्ये रेफरन्स मध्ये. संदर्भ काय असतो म्हणजे तो वेअर फ्रॉम विच वन सोर्स यू पीपल रीड or read the particular advertisement. That is a reference here. So you should mention a reference in a clear way, just like your advertisement. It may be already published in print media or electronic media. We don't know exactly, but wherever from which one source you people use, you can mention there the source. So here I am going to just hint you people that in reference you have to mention or you have to write your advertisement published in Daily Times of India, dated 1st November 2023. This is the ideal statement, a sentence. This is the ideal reference that you have to cover, that you have to write there. This is the very ideal one. How your advertisement published in Daily Times of India, dated 1st November 2023. एकाच वाक्यामध्ये सुटसुटीत साध्या सरळ भाषेमध्ये आपण अशा पद्धतीनं आपला संदर्भ लिहिता येऊ शकतो. सपोज इफ यू रेड the same advertisement in other or another paper, you can mention that particular paper's name, maybe Tarun Bharat, Daily Tarun Bharat, maybe Daily Sakal, maybe Daily Lok Satta, whatever it may be. Or sometimes what happens nowadays, we have electronic media in even, and there are some channels which devoted for such advertisement. I exactly don't remember, but there are some channels from which we can we people do read or we see such type of advertisement in even electronic media. So if you if you find such type of advertisement from electronic media, you can mention there clearly the day which you people saw the advertisement, time. You can also mention time there. Your advertisement posted, webcasted. If You find it on webcast website. You can mention your advertisement webcasted on whatever maybe you write there the address and write the date on which you saw or find out. So the only thing is that you are going to change the source in that reference section or in that reference sentence. Okay, we have casted on www.inishwaju.ac.in in that way. So this is the way you are writing a reference in your application letter. Okay. बघा समजलं का मी काय म्हणतो आता सब्जेक्ट रेफरन्स म्हणजे हेच अशाच पद्धतीने लिहायचं आहे तुम्हाला ह्याच्यामध्ये फक्त थोडंसं बदल काय करायचं आहे सोर्स कुठलं तुम्ही लिहिता बघता वाचता तो सोर्स तिथं फक्त बदलायचा आहे अदरवाईज मी जो सांगितलं सेंटेन्स हा सोपा आहे सरळ आहे आणि लक्षात ठेवण्यासारखं आहे हेच मेथड तुम्ही तुमच्या अप्लिकेशन लेटरमध्ये सुद्धा लिहू शकता रेफरन्स असेल सब्जेक्ट असेल अथवा तुमचा ॲड्रेस मी ज्या पद्धतीने सांगितलं त्याच पद्धतीने तुम्हाला लिहिणं आवश्यक आहे आता बाकी ह्याच्यामध्ये त्यांनी खूपच डेप्थमध्ये दे हॅव मेन्शन हिअर इट्स लेंथ इट्स मार्जिन इट्स फॉन्ट कसं कसं सोडायचं हे ह्या सगळ्या बाकीच्या गोष्टी ते तुम्हाला साधा आहेत सोपं आहे तुम्हाला यू कॅन इजिली ग्रास्प इट आणि यू कॅन इजिली राईट इट त्यामुळे मी तो मेन्शन इथे केलेला नाही आहे ग्रामॅटिकल ते तुमचं वाक्य तर बरोबर पाहिजे ह्या सर्व गोष्टी आता सांगण्यासारखं तुम्ही आता लहान नाही म्हणजे यू आर ऑलरेडी मॅच्युअर्ड स्टुडंट यू आर नाऊ MBA स्टुडंट सो त्या गोष्टी मी तुम्हाला तुमच्यासमोर इथं मांडलेल्या नाही मी डायरेक्टली आय एम asking you to write application letter without going or without beating by beating around the bush मी हे करत नाही आय एम बिटिंग डायरेक्टली टू द बुश म्हणजे डायरेक्ट लिहायचं कसं मी तुम्हाला सांगणार आहे म्हणजे बाकीच्या सर्व गोष्टी जे आहेत त्याच्यामध्ये मेन्शन केलेल्या आहेत त्या गोष्टी येतं काय एवढं माझ्या दृष्टिकोनातून आता तुमच्या दृष्टिकोनातून सुद्धा एवढं महत्त्वाचं नाही ते तुम्ही ऑलरेडी कव्हर करतायच म्हणजे ग्रॅमॅटिकली हॅलो हां ग्रॅमॅटिकली करेक्ट पाहिजे त्या सर्व गोष्टी तुम्हाला माहिती आहेत फॉन्ट किती ठेवायचे ह्या तुम्हाला माहिती आहे कुठलं फॉन्ट वापरायचं ह्या सुद्धा तुम्हाला माहितीच आहेत म्हणजे ह्या गोष्टी मी तुम्हाला सांगत नाही आता फक्त डायरेक्टली लिहायचं कसं सांगतो आय एम saying you people that how to write a particular information. So sender information I just informed you in which it cover name, address, contact number, whatever it may be, date, so and so. Receiver's information that I mentioned you that again you write the designation, contact person's name, designation, company's name, office address, and so on. So then I mentioned you people, or I told you a subject, how to write subject, how to write reference, and then now we will come to salutation. हे मायना म्हणतो आपण इन मराठीमध्ये सॅल्युटेशन आता इथं इट डिपेंड्स ऑन यू पीपल हाऊ यू यूज इट जनरली वी पीपल डू रिस्पेक्ट ऑफन while writing or while whenever we meet to or whenever we face to face meet to someone we always greet and so things are there so in salutation you have to mention here dear respected sir respected madam or only you can use sometimes sir it depends on the particular advertisement okay इथे मायना सॅल्युटेशन हे लिहिणं आवश्यकच आहे इट इज अ मस्ट थिंग दॅट यू हॅव टू मेन्शन युअर सॅल्युटेशन जनरली वी पीपल रिस्पेक्ट देम so you write respected sir respected madam in this way you begin then opening paragraph again it depends on the requirement of the advertisement I just mentioned before you people that marketing manager okay so within 2-3 sentence you have to cover you have to mention about your willingness first of all about your interest first of all at the very outset you have to show them how you are interested in particular company so at the very outset you have to mention like uh, just like I say you people now after salutation respected sir give you their comma then you have to begin your actual letter that may be beginning of your letter should be covered with beginning analysis and end or conclusion so in this paragraph you have to mention that with reference to the above mentioned subject with reference to the above mentioned subject this is the beginning आता with reference to the above mentioned म्हणजे subject means what here वरील संदर्भ विषयास अनुसरून वरील संदर्भीय विषयास अनुसरून मी असा त्याचा अर्थ आहे so with reference to the above mentioned subject And sometimes if you have already given reference, you have to mention reference to. In which way? With reference to the above mentioned subject and cited reference above. This is very important word. वरती जर तुम्ही रेफरन्स हा दिलेला असाल तर या सब्जेक्ट बरोबर तुम्हाला कसं लिहावं लागेल? विथ रेफरन्स टू द अबॉय मेन्शन सब्जेक्ट अँड सायटेड रेफरन्स अबॉय आय विश टू अप्लाय फॉर द पोस्ट ऑफ मार्केटिंग मॅनेजर. दिस इज द बिगिनिंग ऑफ युअर अप्लिकेशन लेटर. आणि हेच पद्धत तुम्हाला वापरायचं सगळीकडे, कुठे गेला तरी हे सिंपल आहे, साधा आहे, सुटसुटीत भाषेमध्ये आहे आणि आपण काय फार कॉम्प्लेक्स पद्धतीनं लिहायचं नसतो अप्लिकेशन लेटर वगैरे. So just remember that with reference to the above mentioned subject and cited reference, comma I wish to apply for the post of marketing manager. This is your first sentence. This is your beginning of your letter. बघा समज, I hope you might have understood my the beginning sentence or regarding that. Okay. Then हे असं सांगितल्यानंतर तुम्हाला काय सांगायला पाहिजे? You have to someone's mic is open or on, so please do mute it. Someone's mic is on. Anyway, okay, after the beginning of this one sentence, now you have to show or say about your qualification and experience if you have. If they mention, if they require your experience, you have to mention there how many years you have worked in other companies or wherever you work before that applying the advertisement. So now you show that. So marketing manager generally required what? MBA. Okay, or sometimes they may, if they mention only BBA, you can mention BBA, or if you already completed your BBA and now you are applying or already studying MBA, you can mention in that way. So after this sentence, we have to write there that I have completed my graduation or my BBA or my MBA. Or if you complete both the degrees, you have to mention in a separate way. I have completed my BBA from government college, Nasik, Kolhapur, whatever it may be. The address you should mention in clearly with 70% in 2020, 2015, 2016, whatever the year may be there. Okay, as well as I completed my MBA too, and I have 5 years experience, I have 2 years experience, I have 3 years experience. असं तुम्हाला तिथं सरळ सरळ मेन्शन करायचं. बघा मी काय म्हणलो तुम्हाला, I have completed my BBA or my MBA, or if you completed both, you can mention there BBA and MBA from this and this college with 70%, 80%, 60%, whatever it may be, from government. काय असेल ते कॉलेजचं नाव तुम्ही you can mention there. Okay, I have also 5 years experience मेन्शन करा त्याच्यामध्ये. ते रिक्वायरमेंट असेल नसेल तर सुद्धा तुम्ही मेन्शन करू शकता. I have 5 years experience. And sometimes what happens nowadays, you have to mention your literacy in computer is very important thing. Literacy in computer, sometimes they may ask clearly mention computer literacy is must, or sometimes they may use the word like smart, young, energetic. अशा पद्धतीच्या शब्दांचा सुद्धा तिथे वापर केलेला असतो ॲडव्हर्टाइजमेंटमध्ये. जर असं असेल तर तुम्हाला त्याच पद्धतीने यू हॅव टू mention. And if you are already completed all the qualification, the required qualification, then you can mention clearly that I have completed my this and this course from or in computer field. असं तुम्हाला क्लिअर तिथे मेन्शन करायला पाहिजे, पण तू साध्या सरळ शब्दामध्ये, जसं मी तुम्हाला आता जस्ट सांगितलं, आय एम अ कॉम्प्युटर लिटरेट, असं तुम्हाला यायला पाहिजे. अथवा आय नो कॉम्प्युटर. आय नो कॉम्प्युटर म्हणजे काय? मला कॉम्प्युटरमध्ये सगळंच येतं. अथवा इफ यू वॉन्ट टू मेन्शन द पर्टिक्युलर इंटरेस्ट ऑफ यू पीपल, और इफ यू हॅव एनी डिग्री, डिप्लोमा or certificate course, then you mention there, but you have to attach there later. That is the only condition. Okay, in this way you have to write. मी सुरुवातीला सांगितलं तुम्हाला रेफरन्स कसं द्यायचं, सब्जेक्ट कसं द्यायचं, हाऊ यू शो युअर इंटरेस्ट. एकाच वाक्यामध्ये आपण सगळं काय केलेलं आहे, वी मेन्शन देअर. आफ्टर मेन्शनिंग आवर ओन इंटरेस्ट, वी मेन्शनड what about our own qualification and experience, as well as we shown that how we are a computer literate person, and how you are already having the experience in the same field. So these elements should be covered in your application letter, because they require, because they read. After reading, they will definitely call you for next stage, that is for an interview. म्हणजे ह्या गोष्टी कव्हर करणं आवश्यक आहे, ते जे रिक्वायरमेंट आहे. आपण ह्याच्यावर मी जे सांगितलं एवढ्याच गोष्टी लिहिलं तर खूप झालं, कारण आपण काय करतो जनरली बऱ्याच गोष्टी नको त्या गोष्टी त्या वी इन्व्हॉल्व वी स्टप इन अप्लिकेशन लेटर. ज्या गोष्टी गरज नाही. माझं 10वी झालेलं आहे, माझं 12वी झाले, आय हॅव कम्प्लीटेड माय 10th HSC, so and so things. These are not necessary things that you have to mention in clear way. You should mention it later in your biodata, resume, or in your curriculum vitae. But the requirement that is essential only is these points that I just covered before you people. ओके, असं झालं तुम्हाला पुढे काय लिहायचं आहे, इथं पण तुम्ही लिहिलात, तुमचं एज्युकेशन लिहिलात, तुमचं एक्सपिरियन्स लिहिलात, कॉम्प्युटर लिटरसी आहे लिहिलात. आता पुढे तुम्हाला काय करायचं, म्हणजे इथं आता एंडिंग कडे चालतोय आपण. खूप काही लिहायचं नाही, याच्यात गरज नाही आहे. रिक्वायरमेंट केवढा आहे तेवढंच तर तुम्हाला तिथं यू हॅव टू मेन्शन देअर. लेटर काय, आता कन्क्लुजन कडे येतोय आपण हळूहळू. तुमच्याकडे अधिक, इफ यू हॅव एनी ऍडिशनल डिग्री यू कॅन मेन्शन देअर. ओके, नो मॅटर. तुमच्याकडे अधिक काय तर माहिती असेल तर तुम्ही तिथे मेन्शन करू शकताय. अथवा हाऊ यू पीपल आर डिफर फ्रॉम अदर्स, हे तुम्हाला काहीतरी शो करायचं असेल तर तुमचं तिथं वैयक्तिक काही बाजू असतील, तुमचे हॅबिट वगैरे, ते सुद्धा तुम्ही तिथे मेन्शन एका वाक्यामध्ये करू शकताय. बट इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द ॲडव्हर्टाइजमेंट. त्याच्यामध्ये काय मागितलेलं आहे, काय विचारलेलं आहे, काय डिमांड आहे, हे तुम्हाला पहिला क्लिअरली रीडिंग करावं लागेल. आफ्टर रीडिंग यू कॅन राईट देअर according to the accordingly advertisement. Okay, then I hope you will definitely or certainly consider my application sympathetically. In this way you can conclude. I have attached all the essential or required documents. हे पण एक वाक्य खूप महत्वाचं आहे, हे सुद्धा तुम्हाला मेन्शन करावं लागेल. I have attached all the required or essential documents with this letter. हे वाक्य सुद्धा महत्वाचं आहे. Then kindly consider my application. हे तुम्हाला जास्त सांगितलेलं हे वाक्यामध्ये असणं आवश्यकताच आहे. Kindly consider, or you can use any other words that you like to write there, but only simple should be there. Simple word should be, you should use there. And then thank you, कॉमा द्यायचा आहे, परत युअर्स फेथफुली खाली सही करायचं आहे, कंसामध्ये तुमचं नाव लिहायचं आहे. अँड देन एनक्लोजर, राईट साईडला तुम्हाला एनक्लोजरची लिस्ट करावं लागेल. तिथं 1 2 3 4 लिहा. त्याच्यामध्ये काय काय तुमचं डॉक्युमेंट अटॅचमेंट, मग सांगितलं ना, आय हॅव अटॅच्ड ऑल द एसेन्शियल रिक्वायर्ड डॉक्युमेंट्स विथ दिस ॲप्लिकेशन. तिथं तुम्ही जे काय सांगितलं त्या पद्धतीनं 1 2 3 4 5 असं मेन्शन करा. लिहा त्याच्यामध्ये ए फोटोकॉपी ऑफ 10th, ए फोटोकॉपी ऑफ HSC, BBA, MBA, एक्सपिरियन्स सर्टिफिकेट, कॉम्प्युटर लिटरसी मधलं काहीतरी असेल तर तुमचं ते तिथे जोडा. असं इन दिस वे यू कॅन लिस्ट देअर अँड राईट देअर. दिस इज ए कम्प्लीट अँड सिम्पल, कॉमन, effective application letter format I just mentioned before. In fact, I don't have here any board to write or to practice here, and I don't have that much time to spend with you to say something more about this writing letters. But this is the ideal one letter that I often used to say students. It's a complete one. मी जे काय आता मेन्शन केलं हे पूर्णपणे कम्प्लीट आहे, साधा सरळ शब्दामध्ये आहे, आणि ऑल इसेन्शियल जे काही एलिमेंट्स आहेत ॲज पर द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ द डॉक्युमेंट्स. तुम्ही कुठलेही ॲडव्हर्टाइजमेंट घ्या, त्यामध्ये एवढंच गोष्टी त्यांनी सुरुवातीला मागितलेल्या असतात आणि ते तेवढंच मेन्शन करायचं आपल्याला. त्याच्यामध्ये काहीही अतिशय हे लिहायचं नाही, मेन्शन करायचं नाही तुम्हाला, काही नाही काही नाही. ओके, एवढंच तरी लिहिलं तरी तुमचं बास, तुमचं ॲप्लिकेशन आहे त्यांनी 100% दे हॅव टू कन्सिडर अँड दे हॅव टू कॉल यू पीपल डेफिनेटली 100%. ओके, आता हेच मेथड तुम्ही काय करायचं आहे, वेगवेगळ्या रिक्वायरमेंटनुसार तुम्हाला काय करायचं आहे, वापर करू शकताय. आता त्याच्यानंतर आपल्याला इथं बायोडेटा बघायचा आहे, रेझ्यूम बघायचा आहे आणि बायोडेटा रेझ्यूममध्ये काय फरक आहे. ॲक्च्युअली ॲट द व्हेरी आउटसेट वी पीपल डू यूज इवन टुडे वी समटाइम्स यूज बायोडेटा. आणि नाउडेज वी यू रेझ्यूम. रेझ्यूम म्हणजे हे बायोडेटापेक्षाही थोडंसं संक्षिप्तमध्ये असतो, रेझ्यूम असतो तो रेझ्युमेशन. एनिवे आता एवढं आपल्याकडे वेळ नाही. एनिवे आता बायोडेटा और रेझ्युमे और करिक्युलम व्हाइटा. How we have to write here, or how we have to mention our all the remaining qualification in detailed way. So you have to attach, or you should attach biodata, YT, curriculum YT or resume with your application letter. Okay, so biodata should be written in this way. It should be completed with or started with your name, full name. Then you have to mention your age. If you want, you can mention their date of birth, address for communication, your phone number, your email ID. Sometimes they demand your religion, your caste, a language known. If you want, you can mention there in this way, whatever the elements which I just pronounced before you. Age, mobile number, email number, your birth date, age, name, as well as email, phone number, as well as you have to mention here religion, caste, language known. Sometimes it is better way, it is good way that if you go ahead with these elements that I just pronounced to you people, that language known right there. If you know Marathi, Hindi, English, Kannada, so it would be beneficiary to you people if you mention in that way. Then you have to come to the next one elements that you should include in biodata is education qualification. So here you mention your SSC, your HSC, graduation, post graduation. I'm not going to detail you how to write, how many columns are there, how many elements should be there, so and so things are. It is a common one. I'm just reminding you people that how we have to use it, how we have to include the elements, the required elements. So you mentioned there SSC, HSC, graduation, post graduation, any other thing if you attended, if you have some research papers, research publication, you mentioned there. National level, maybe international level, maybe you should prepare one separate column of experience head. Give the heading experience. Prepare your columns first, second, third. First experience you might have done in management system. You mentioned the year, then total years. Then if you already switch off from one company to another company, you should mention the second one company where you work. Second, third, if you are working in current days, you should mention your current company name or any office. In this way, you prepare your separate column for experience. Then, if you have, as I told you people, that any research papers, you should make or prepare a column, separate column, published papers. Mention there 1, 2, 3, 4. How many papers you publish? Mention your title, year, and whether it is UGC recognized paper or not. You prepare in this way. So separate column should be mentioned or prepared in your curriculum vitae or biodata or in a resume. बघा मी काय म्हणतो, जसं आपण 10वी 12वी ग्रॅज्युएशन पोस्ट ग्रॅज्युएशन असं आपण मेन्शन करत करत तो कॉलम पूर्ण केला एज्युकेशन क्वालिफिकेशन. त्याच्यानंतर आपण काय पूर्ण केला, देन वी हॅव सीन एक्सपिरियन्सचं कॉलम, तो टेबल म्हणतो आपण शक्यतो करून एक्सपिरियन्स टेबल. त्याच्यामध्ये परत सिरियल नंबर टाकायचा आहे, कंपनीचं नाव टाकायचं आहे, इयर्स टाकायचं आहे आणि टोटल एक्सपिरियन्स किती आहे हे टाकायचं. हा एक कॉलम झाला, हा एक एलिमेंट झाला. देन मी सांगितलं तुम्हाला पब्लिश पेपर्स. आता नुसतं पेपर्स म्हणा, त्याच्यामध्ये परत रांग करा 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. National असेल तर नॅशनल टेक मार्क करा, इंटरनॅशनल असेल इंटरनॅशनल, स्टेट असेल तर स्टेट. इन दिस वे यू प्रिपेअर्ड वन मोर table for your publication. Then if any other activities, for example, if you have completed or if you are doing your own project, it may be minor project, it may be research project, sorry, a major project, you mention them. You prepared one separate table for again your project. Then if you have any other unique qualities you possess in your personality, you mention there. So in this way, you prepared a new table or new column for a new element. So in this way, you prepare your biodata, resume, or your curriculum vitae. Then reference recommendations पण असतात त्याच्यामध्ये if they required, you mention the recommended personality. For example, शिफारशी म्हणतो आपण in Marathi. You mention 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 the personalities that you or whom you already well acquainted with them. So such personalities name, their address, their communication address should be mentioned in at the end of the your biodata or resume. In this way, you prepared your attachment of biodata. बघा समजलं का? अशा पद्धतीने तुम्हाला काय करायचं असतो, एक बायोडेटा तयार करायचा असतो. यू नो व्हेरी वेल. ओके, आता पुढे आपल्याला बघायचं असेल तर मी फक्त अप्लिकेशन लेटर एवढं सांगितलेलं आहे. आय जस्ट इंट्रोड्यूस यू पीपल अप्लिकेशन लेटर, बायोडेटा अँड सो अँड सो. बिफोर दॅट वन मोर थिंग दॅट आय हॅव टू मेन्शन हिअर, कव्हर लेटर. असं मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं होतं. समटाइम्स व्हॉट हॅपन्स, कव्हर लेटर इज नोन ॲज अ अप्लिकेशन लेटर, but it is not. Cover letter is known as an application letter. Cover letter means that you are covering your application letter with biodata by writing only 2-3 statements in covering letter. Covering letter means that if you post, if you are already working in a company and within the company you are applying, then you have to submit your application to the inward section. Each and every company has its own sections, inward, outward sections, maybe existed or exist in each and every multinational company or national company. So when you are working within a company and you are applying in your own company for the next level or for next or any other new designation, you have to submit your application in a formal way that you require to submit it with the format channel, that is inward. So when you submit your own application letter and biodata, you have to prepare one more thing, that is cover letter, we say here, attachment. So in this cover letter, again, you have to write your address, to whom you are addressing, that should be mentioned in right left side again. Then again write subject, submission or regarding submission of my application for the post. बस इतकंच म्हणायचं. रेफरन्स द्यायची काय द्यायची गरज नाही. Then mention there with reference to the above mentioned subject, I am or I have submitted my application letter for the post dated today, that is on Monday, Tuesday, whatever it may be, at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, complete. The following list of attachments I have submitted along with application letter and biodata. असं मेन्शन करून you just prepare one list and prepare your cover letter. अशा पद्धतीने कव्हर लेटर तयार करायचं असतं. हा कव्हर लेटर दोन प्रती तुम्हाला, you have to take it. You should attach one cover letter to our application letter and biodata. You submit it, and while submitting, you should take the acknowledgement from the particular authority that we call here, that is known here as a cover letter. Okay, हे साधं सोपं आहे. ते सुद्धा कधी खूप सोप्या पद्धतीने तुम्हाला प्रिपेअर करता येईल. If you practice it, you can do it in very easily. Letter, there are a number of types of letters that covered. Such type of letters are already covered in our SLM's, letter writing circulating material, but I am not going in that direction to write here and there, because all letters are letters. Once you know the style, method of writing letters, it is easy for you people to write. Okay, yesterday I have already covered these points, but not in detailed way, but just I detailed you people about writing letters, and now I would like to introduce once again writing reports. I have already given one example of report writing in yesterday's session that fall in production. Writing reports in which I covered fall in production. I'm not interested to give you definition and so on so things regarding business report and so on. So you just read it, characteristics of report, so and so things are there. ह्या सर्व गोष्टी तुम्हाला काय करायच्या आहेत, बघायच्या आहेत. बघा जरा थोडंफार. आता अगेन 7 steps process of report writing. त्याच्यामध्ये पण दिलेले आहेत ते अंडरस्टँडिंग करून घेणे, इन्फॉर्मेशन डाटा कलेक्शन करणे वगैरे वगैरे. ह्या मेथड्स थोडंफार वेगळे आहेत. पण टू yesterday whatever I introduced you writing report writing was a different maybe from your uh, comprehension of today's report writing. Yesterday I mentioned you people there how to write or how to submit when your boss asks you people to submit the report, whatever was being happened with you people or within your company. Okay, that I covered in yesterday's session. That writing or report on fall on production, म्हणजे उत्पादनामध्ये अथवा उत्पन्नामध्ये घट होणाऱ्यावरती आपण तो काल रिपोर्टिंग बघितला होता. रिपोर्ट कसं लिहायचा होता त्याच्यामध्ये मी सांगितलं होतं की त्याच्यामध्ये दोन भाग तुम्हाला करायला पाहिजे होता. एक तर ऑब्झर्वेशन असतो पहिला, म्हणजे होऊन गेलेल्या घटना आहेत त्या. fall in production compared to the last year or compared to the last month in this year, your company is falling, your company is losing in production. म्हणजे घट होते, उत्पादनामध्ये घट होते. तो घट का होतो यावरती तुम्हाला रिपोर्टिंग करायचं होतं, म्हणजे रिपोर्ट रायटिंग करायचं होतं. त्या संदर्भात आय टोल्ड यू पीपल दॅट देर आर टू पार्ट्स. देर वन हॅज टू गो थ्रू these two parts. The one is ऑब्झर्वेशन, म्हणजे पहिल्यांदा सुरुवात तुम्हाला ऑब्झर्वेशन करावं लागेल, नेमकं काय घडलं होतं, what happened with you people, I mean in your company, who were the responsible factors, who were the elements that were responsible to डाउनफॉल ऑफ युअर प्रोडक्शन. हे तुम्हाला पहिल्या भागामध्ये द्यायचं होतं. म्हणजे ज्यावेळी तुम्ही रिपोर्टिंग करता, म्हणजे रिपोर्ट रायटिंग करून तुम्हाला सबमिट करायचं असतं तुमच्या बॉसना, तुमच्या पर्टिक्युलर ऑथॉरिटीना, त्यावेळी तुम्हाला ह्या क्रायटेरियाचा तुम्हाला वापर करावा लागेल. सो इन फर्स्ट स्टेज, इन फर्स्ट पार्ट आय टोल्ड यू पीपल ऑब्झर्वेशन, म्हणजे निरीक्षण करणं गरजेचं आहे. म्हणजे होऊन गेलेल्या घटना आहेत, म्हणजे आता कशामध्ये लिहायला पाहिजे, पास्ट टेन्स मध्ये लिहायला पाहिजे. आपल्याला होऊन घडलेल्या घटना ह्या पास्ट टेन्स मध्येच लिहायचे आहेत. तर मी काल सांगितलं होतं, फॉल इन प्रोडक्शन or accident took place in your laboratory or in your workshop. आपण हे गृहीत धरूया. Okay, write a report on accident that took place in your laboratory while doing experiment. असं एक क्वेश्चन आलं तुम्हाला. जस्ट आय एम गिव्हिंग यू एक्झाम्पल. आता ह्याच्यामध्ये अनालिसिस कसं करायचं, इन्फॉर्मेशन डाटा कसं करायचं, त्या सर्व गोष्टी वेगळ्या आहेत. मी सांगतो त्या थोडंसं तुम्हाला वेगळं वेगळं असू शकतात, अथवा तुमच्या SLM मध्ये, अथवा जनरली वॉट एव्हर द रायटिंग मेथड इज देअर in report writing, maybe a sort of difference you find between I and the writing report you might have read, you might have used for writing report. असं तुम्हाला थोडंफार इकडे तिकडे फरक पडू शकतो, बट आफ्टर ऑल रायटिंग इज रायटिंग. आता ह्याच्यामध्ये फक्त काय झाले, त्या टाइप्स ऑफ रिपोर्ट्स आहेत वेगवेगळे. इंटरनल रिपोर्ट्स असतील, एक्सटर्नल रिपोर्ट्स असतील, इन्फॉर्मेशनल आणि अनालिटिकल रिपोर्ट्स वेगळे असतील. आता ह्याच्यामध्ये तुम्हाला परीक्षेमध्ये असा क्वेश्चन सुद्धा विचारू शकतो, टाइप्स ऑफ रिपोर्ट्स रायटिंग. इन्फॉर्मेशन, इनफॉर्मल अँड फॉर्मल रिपोर्ट्स पण असू शकतात. शॉर्ट और लॉंग रिपोर्ट्सचे टाइप्स आहेत, प्रपोजल रिपोर्ट्स आहेत, पर्टिक्युलर रिपोर्ट, म्हणजे हे लिहिण्याची पद्धती आहेत, स्ट्रक्चर आहे, त्याच्यामध्ये एक स्टाईल आहे, ह्या सर्व गोष्टीवरती तो डिरेक्शन्स आहेत, ह्या सर्व गोष्टीवरती वेगवेगळे आपल्याला वी हॅव लेबल टाइप्स मध्ये. आता पिरियडिक रिपोर्ट्स आहेत. पिरियडिक म्हणजे दर 3 महिन्यांनी, दर 2 महिन्यांनी काय असेल तर त्याचा ठराविक एक पिरियड असतो, त्या ठराविक पिरियडनुसार तुम्हाला तो रिपोर्ट सबमिट करावाच लागतो. त्याला आपण इथे पिरियडिकल रिपोर्ट्स असं म्हटलेलं आहे. म्हणजे असे वेगवेगळ्या उद्देशानुसार, आता ज्या आपल्याला उद्देश साध्य करायचे ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह नुसार इथं काय आपल्याला पडलं, वी हॅव टाइप्स ऑफ और डिफरंट टाइप्स ऑफ काइंड्स ऑफ रिपोर्ट्स आपल्याला पाहायला येतं मिळतात. आता फंक्शनल रिपोर्ट्स वेगळं आहे, असं वेगवेगळे आपल्याला पाहायला मिळतात. आता कंपोनंट्स और एलिमेंट्स ऑफ फॉर्मल रिपोर्ट्स. आता मी अजून एक एक्झाम्पल तुम्हाला देणारच आहे नंतर, ऍक्शनच्या रूपांतर कसं लिहायचं फॉल प्रोडक्शन मध्ये. जसं मी काल आय मेन्शन यू पीपल fall in production, as well as I mentioned are given you how to write writing reports on irregularity of water supply or irregularity of electricity supply in our lane. असं मी त्याचं पण एक्झॅक्ट एक्झाम्पल दिला होता. ओके, त्यामुळे ते परत मी त्या गोष्टीकडे जाणार नाही. त्याच्यामध्ये आता टायटल पेज आहे, लेटर ऑफ ट्रान्सफर, म्हणजे बऱ्याच गोष्टी याच्यामध्ये दिलेल्या आहेत. यू कॅन जस्ट यू सी हिअर how to introduce yourself, introduction, so and so is there. ओके, म्हणजे हे तुम्हाला आता बघायचं आहे, तर तुम्ही खूप डेप्थमध्ये आहे ते बघा. आय एम जस्ट इंट्रोड्यूस यू पीपल business reports. And even I clarified you people how electronic media or how print media's report writing or reports are different from writing reports of in a company or in an office and so on. So he so that you have to compare, you have to know a difference between the writing reports. So here you see that business reports are different from the other reports that we generally use in our practice. Later, you see there types of business reports, analytical reports. So analysis is a center in analytical reports, informational reports in which we have information is center that you have to inform, you have to highlight or concentrate on information. Later, you see that research reports, it may cover MPhil, PhD, or any research papers. The research is very important in research papers. So research reports are comprehensive which are required when a company is planning to venture into new areas. On the basis of your objectives, on the basis of pre-plan, we have some different reports types or different reports. For example, if you are launching your own new product in the market or planning and expansion of its office in a new geographical area. So whenever you venture such type of or opening your new office, opening your new mall, opening your new product in a market or launching your product in a market, you have to research first of all, and then you open. Otherwise, it would be very dangerous for you people because a number of malls are there, number of stores are there, and but in which area you would like to open, in which area you would like to sell your product. म्हणजे ह्या सर्व ओपनिंग करण्याच्या अगोदर तुम्हाला रिसर्च करावा लागतो. त्या रिसर्चला येतं आपल्याला काय म्हणतात, हे म्हणजे वेगवेगळ्या रिक्वायरमेंट नुसार एखादा प्रोडक्ट तुम्हाला लॉन्च करायचा असेल तरी सुद्धा तुम्हाला तो रिसर्च करावा लागेल. तिथं तुम्ही त्या पर्टिक्युलर एरियामध्ये जावं लागेल, इन्फॉर्मेशन गोळा करावं लागेल, सर्वे करावं लागेल, कुठल्या क्लासचे लोक तिथे राहतात त्या एरियामध्ये बघावं लागेल. आता तुम्हाला कोल्हापूरमध्ये ओपन करायचं आहे, पुण्यामध्ये करायचं आहे, मुंबईमध्ये करायचं, म्हणजे ह्या सर्व गोष्टी तुम्हाला अगोदर रिसर्च करावं लागेल पहिल्यांदा. तुमचं प्रोडक्ट काय आहे, तुमचं प्रोडक्ट मेट्रोपॉलिटन सिटीमध्ये खपवायचं आहे काय, खपतील काय, म्हणजे अकॉर्डिंग टू द नीड ऑफ युअर प्रोडक्ट यू हॅव टू रिसर्च. म्हणजे त्या जागेचा, त्या एरियाचा, तिथले लोक कसले आहेत, मिडल क्लास आहेत, लोअर क्लास आहेत, रिक्वायरमेंट काय असेल त्यांचा, ऑलरेडी काही वस्तू तिथं आहेत का तुमच्या त्या प्रोडक्टचा वगैरे, म्हणजे या सर्व गोष्टींचा अंतर्भूत अथवा इन्क्लूड वी हॅव टू डू इन रिसर्च रिपोर्ट्स. म्हणजे वेगवेगळ्या उद्देशानुसार वेगवेगळे इथं काय रिपोर्ट्स आपण तयार करतो. इन्फॉर्मेटिव्ह रिसर्च म्हणजे फक्त आपल्याला इन्फॉर्मेशन द्यायचं असेल तर तो रिपोर्ट्स वेगळा तुम्हाला तयार करावा लागेल. इन्फॉर्मेशनल रिपोर्ट्स इन्क्लूड नॉन स्पेसिफिक फॅक्ट्स लाईक ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह टाईप आन्सर्स. It gives you information on the number of employees, departments they work in, number of employees joined or left a month. म्हणजे ह्या सर्व गोष्टी म्हणजे वेगवेगळ्या उद्देशानुसार वेगवेगळे रिपोर्ट्स तुम्हाला तयार करावं लागेल. आता समजा तुम्ही इफ यू आर वर्किंग इन अ कंपनी अँड a number of hundred and thousands workers are already there, but sometimes what happens, the recruitment is ongoing. Why recruitment is ongoing? Because the previous the workers were leaving your company. So in that time, in such time, you have to write or prepare one report of that report is called as an informative report. Because you are collecting your information. You would like to collect your information and wanted to know how many workers were being left and how many new are coming. या अशा पद्धतीने तुम्हाला काय करायचं आहे, तो इन्फॉर्मेटिव्ह ज्यावेळी तुम्ही रिसर्च करता त्याला इन्फॉर्मेटिव्ह रिपोर्ट्स असं म्हटलेलं आहे. देन एक्सप्लेनेटरी रिपोर्ट्स आहेत. एक्सप्लेनेशन इज व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट. प्रोग्रेस रिपोर्ट इज ऑल्सो देअर. प्रोग्रेस रिपोर्ट्स इन दॅट सेन्स आपण जस्ट आय गिवन यू रिपोर्ट दॅट फॉल इन प्रोडक्शन, दॅट इज नॉट अ प्रोग्रेस रिपोर्ट, दॅट इज अ काय डिग्रीज. इथं मात्र काय प्रोग्रेस रिपोर्ट असताना कंपनीचं प्रोग्रेस कसं होत चाललेलं आहे फ्रॉम सिन्स इट्स एस्टॅब्लिशमेंट, हाऊ इट इज ग्रोईंग. अशा वेळी त्यावेळी आपण रिसर्च रिपोर्ट देतो. त्या रिपोर्टला काय म्हटलेलं आहे तर प्रोग्रेस रिपोर्ट, बिकॉज युअर कंपनी इज डे बाय डे हॅव्हिंग ऑन अ न्यू रेकॉर्ड, हॅव्हिंग अ न्यू रेकॉर्ड्स. So since its establishments to day-to-day life, how your company is being worked. म्हणजे ह्या सर्व गोष्टींचा ज्यावेळी तुम्ही अंतर्भूत करता आपण इन्क्लूड इन युअर रिपोर्ट्स, इट इज कॉल्ड ॲज अ प्रोग्रेस रिपोर्ट. ओके. देन बऱ्याच गोष्टी आहेत. रिपोर्ट बाय इंडिव्हिज्युअल, रिपोर्ट बाय कमिटी. म्हणजे तुम्ही बघता आता वेगवेगळ्या कमिटी बसले असतात बघा. सुप्रीम कोर्टाची कमिटी असतात, वेगवेगळ्या कंपनीची कमिटी असतात. गव्हर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया म्हणजे सेंट्रल गव्हर्नमेंट, स्टेट गव्हर्नमेंट ऑल्सो अपॉइंट or to write their committees. For example, NEP, National Education Policy 2020, it was a committee. रिपोर्ट बाय कमिटी आहे म्हणजे त्याचे वेगवेगळे नाव आहेत बघा. म्हणजे ह्या सर्व गोष्टी स्टँडिंग कमिटी वेगळ्या असतात, त्यांचा उद्देश वेगळा असतो. स्टँडिंग कमिटीचा स्पेशल ॲडहॉक कमिटी रिपोर्ट वेगळा असतो, मायनॉरिटी कमिटीचा रिपोर्ट वेगळा असतो. म्हणजे त्याला काय आपण म्हणतो, अशा पद्धतीचे हे रिपोर्ट रायटिंगचे पद्धती आहेत, मेथड्स आहेत, टाइप्स आहेत. यू जस्ट सी इट. ओके. Then I would like to go to the next one unit. After having brief with the unit number 2, I would like to say open new unit number 3, oral communication. In this unit, you have to study meaning, importance of group discussion, interviews, and interview methods. Okay. The oral communication, you should when you start to read or study oral communication, you have to think on its opposite element, that is written communication. So written or oral and written communication. So here you are studying now oral communication. Before studying oral communication, you have to know or you have to remember here written communication and how it differs from written communication. How oral differs from written communication. Which one is old one communication, oral or written? It is also a sort of research. Which one method is first? Whether hello, oral communication or written communication. In this way, you have to compare, you have to study, and then go ahead. Okay. Then, what are the objectives of learning of oral communication? To understand oral communication, in which we have to study here oral group discussion, group debate is there, interview is there, face-to-face communication is there, telephonic communication is there, a talk is there, orator is there, spontaneous speech is there, pre-planned speech is there, or prepared speech is there. Then all these elements or all these things are included in oral communication. So orally transmitted message or transformed information is called as a oral communication, nothing else. Exact opposite to written communication. In written communication, we have to write, we have to write. So words are there. Here are also words, but we use it in an oral way and we write there on a paper. That is called as a written communication. And here the orally transmitted or transformed information, knowledge, ideas, thoughts, feelings, etc. are called as a oral communication. Nothing else. This is the easy way to say you people. Okay. So in oral communication, as I declared, as I mentioned, you people that there are some methods of oral communication. The first one method, you can say we use word types of or kinds of oral communication. The first one is that face-to-face communication. It includes or it covers the most, or it is said as a most natural way of transmitting the message. You just think that when there were no any the method of writing, what happened with our ancestors? The only thing was that there were only oral communication. After oral communication, we have written communication. So oral is a first and then written. Okay. So oral tradition is very important. Okay. Oral orders, face-to-face interviews are also there, or face-to-face communication includes oral orders, face-to-face interviews, lectures, even whatever I am now doing with you people, you are listening. So it is also included in oral communication, lectures, group discussions, social gatherings, gossips, etc. are frequently used in daily life. All these things are included in face-to-face communication. So these have the merit of achieving a greater cooperation and understanding, because the communicator can convey the message both by words and expressions or gestures. So oral communication not essentially requires, but we people do naturally uses non-verbal communication too. That is also very important. We will study it later in the last unit, that non-verbal communication. But whenever we do use our orality, oral, we have some sort of gestures, body expressions, or word expressions we people do use in our oral communication. That is, it is very effective one compared to the written communication. Okay, though it is effective one, easy one, it has its own merits and its demerits, like written communication. Written communication is used as a legal form. We can prove, we can justify, we can with the words, with the sentence, because all they are in written form. But when you say, when you people use oral communication, there is no legal proof support to oral communication. No one can believe if they were not with you people. Did in time of your speech, did in time of your talk, did in time of your promise, or whatever it may be. म्हणजे तुम्ही जर त्या व्यक्तीबरोबर नसाल ओरल कम्युनिकेशन चालू असताना, तर तुम्ही बिलीव्ह करणार नाही, बिकॉज of oral communication. But otherwise, if you have a written communication experiences, or the evidences, you can prove it that these are my proof. So म्हणजे रिटर्न मध्ये प्रूफ करता येतं, लिगली ओरल मध्ये तो प्रूफ करता येत नाही लिगली. म्हणजे दॅट इज द बेसिक थिंग दॅट यू हॅव टू नो व्हाईल स्टडीइंग ओरल कम्युनिकेशन. Okay, then you have communication through mechanical or electronic devices. Because nowadays we have a telephone, mobile is there, pager was there, intercom system was there, the dictaphones are there, electric paging system is, buzzer is there, cellular phones are there. All these things, devices or tools also helpful in or support in the orality or oral communication. So I'm not going once again for clarification of these the different tools or usages that we use, and including in mechanical or electronic devices. That communication through mechanical or electronic devices. म्हणजे वेगवेगळ्या ठिकाणी आपण वेगवेगळे हे डिव्हाइसेसचा वापर करतो, म्हणजे वेगवेगळ्या रिक्वायरमेंट नुसार. त्याला हे फक्त लेवल दिलेलं आहे. देन यू विल सी दॅट स्पीकिंग अँड लिस्निंग. स्पीकिंग अँड लिस्निंग मध्ये काय फरक आहे, द डिफरन्स बिटवीन लिस्निंग अँड हिअरिंग, what type of difference is there. Okay, you just see it here. I'm just remembering or reminding you people, because I hope you might have already read all these units, and I'm just remembering, revising some elements of your units. Speeches are also there, but the only thing is that the speech, the way we talk, the way we use in informal situation, and the way we use in informal situation is different. Okay? And we have to differentiate our own language according to the need of formal and informal communication. तर वेगवेगळ्या सिच्युएशन नुसार आपल्याला काय करावं लागतं, औपचारिक आणि अनौपचारिक जिथे जिथे आपल्याला संवाद साधतो आपण इन ओरल कम्युनिकेशन मध्ये, तिथं काय करावं लागतं, आपल्याला आपल्या लँग्वेज मध्ये बदल करावा लागतो. आपल्या लँग्वेज मध्ये वापरात असलेले शब्दांवरती आपल्याला अंकुश ठेवावा लागतो. आपल्या शब्दांवरती आपलं मर्यादा येतात, बिकॉज ऑफ formal communication, because of informal communication. So in informal communication, you are free. There is no any restriction, there is no any discipline. You can go ahead without restriction. But in formal communication, there is a structure, there is a discipline, there is a rule that one has to go ahead with these structured formats in फॉर्मल कम्युनिकेशन. एखाद्या ऑफिसमध्ये आपण बसून बोलत असताना, अथवा एखाद्या ऑफिसमध्ये अथवा स्पीच देत असताना आपल्यावरती बऱ्याच गोष्टीचा आपल्या ओन पर्सनॅलिटीवर सुद्धा, आपल्या लँग्वेजवरती, आपल्या भाषेवरती, आपल्या शब्दांवरती मर्यादा येतात, आणि त्यानुसार आपल्याला तिथं स्पीच द्यावं लागतं, तिथं बोलावं लागतं, तिथं इंटरव्ह्यू द्यावं लागतं, अशा अनेक गोष्टी त्याच्यामध्ये आहेत. ओके, आता हे सगळं करत असताना बऱ्याच माइंड गोष्टी are included in oral communication, in especially in formal communication system. Okay, what type of questions should be prepared, how it should be pronounced, how the words would be or should be used in a sentence, how one could use the punctuation marks is also very important. In oral communication, punctuation marks are very important because of punctuation marks that we use generally in written communication. But whenever we orally communicate, we will follow all these punctuation marks because of our pause, because of our space we people use in oral communication. Or sometimes whenever we prepare questions, we have to change our tone, intonation is there, accent is there, ascending order is there, descending order is there. So all these things should be covered or followed in oral communication. Otherwise, your communication may not be effective one. म्हणजे इफेक्टिव्ह परिणामकारक तुम्हाला तुमचा संवाद साधायचा असेल तर जे काही पंक्च्युएशन मार्क्स आहेत आपण रिटर्नमध्ये वापरतो त्या पंक्च्युएशन मार्क्सचा आपण ओरलमध्ये पूर्णपणे करणं आवश्यक आहे. तरच तुमचं भाषण, तुमचा संवाद, तुमचे जे काय डायलॉग असेल, तुमचं कन्व्हर्सेशन असेल ते काय होऊ शकतं, परिणामकारक होऊ शकतात. अदरवाईज नो. Okay, I'm not detailing you people, but just introducing you the elements that are involved or responsible. But one has to go we use us in oral communication. Later you see that advantages of oral communication. You have to compare and contrast with written communication. Then you can easily understand advantages of oral communication or any other elements. So let us see a few advantages of oral communication. So there is a high level of understanding and transparency in oral communication as it is interpersonal communication. There is a high level of understanding and transparency because when you talk to someone, that may be a face-to-face, that may be a telephonic, it is clarified, it is analyzed, because excessive enormous words you can use in oral communication compared to written communication. In written communication, there is a sort of restriction for using words, sentences in written communication. But within a fraction of minute, second, you can use a number of words, a number of sentence at a time. Same times we can withdraw our own words, we can withdraw our own sentence to correct our pronounced sentences, or we can debate, we can judge, we can argue as per the situation, as per the need of time, and so on. So such type of the flexibility you can find in oral communication. That is why you can understand easily in a very in a easy way.
Bellikatti, sir, just a second. Yes. बस बस.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Patil, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. बोला
Yes,
sir.
now I am having my own words because I was having someone's call, and during the call, something might have happened with me.
No issue, sir. I have made all clear, sir. Yes, okay.
Yes, yes. Within 5 or 10 minutes, I will complete my today's session after
Okay, no problem.
unit number 3. Yes, we will go ahead um, with the remaining part of unit number 3, advantages of oral communication. Okay, we are having advantages of oral communication. So later you see that there is no element of rigidity in oral communication. There is a flexibility for allowing changes in the decisions or previously taken decisions or whatever it may be. So you are allowed, as I told you people, that the flexibility is there. The existence of flexibility play a crucial role because you can withdraw, you can forward, you can whatever you can, you can do it. तुम्हाला जे काही करू शकणार आहात असं वाटतंय तुम्हाला ते सर्व काही गोष्टी तुम्हाला या ओरल कम्युनिकेशन मधून साध्य करता येऊ शकतो. दॅट इज फ्लेक्झिबिलिटी. देयर इज नो एनी रिजिडिटी, नो एनी डिसिप्लिन, नो एनीथिंग. So later you will see that feedback is very important. It is a spontaneous one because when you people do communicate face to face in the form of face to face, it is very easy to understand. It is very easy to decode a feedback. So without feedback, communication is incomplete. That you know very well. So for as far as in terms of feedback, oral communication is or often beneficiary to everyone. Later you see that oral communication is not only time saving, but it also saves our money too and efforts too. Because in written communication or written communication require pages, pencil, pen, color, whatever you would like to use in written communication. All these things should be what aside. So in this context, it is advantages. It gives us advantages. As far as time is concerned, it is also very beneficial one. Later you see that oral communication is essential for framework and group energy. Later you see oral communication promotes a receptive and encouraging moral among organizational employees. And last one that you see here, oral communication can be best used to transfer private and confidential information matter. In the terms of confidential or private matter, you can use oral communication instead of written. So in this context, oral often is used in such a confidential situation or private situation. As I already declared you that when we have some sort of merits or advantages, definitely, naturally, we have some sort of limitations or disadvantages that we have to face, that we have to see even in oral communication also. So relying only on oral communication may not be sufficient, as business communication is a formal and very organized one. So in the context of formal communication or in an organization, and in order to keep record of our the business transactions or activities, we have to stick more on written communication compared to the oral communication. That is why oral is a oral has its own limitation in the context of keeping record. It may be legally, it may be a proof level as a documentation, filing, or any other situation. Later, you see that oral communication is less authentic than written communication in the context or in the terms of legal context. So, as they are informal and not as organized as written communication. Oral communication is time saving as far as daily interactions are concerned. But in case of meetings, long speeches consumes a lot of time and are unproductive at times. So even this is the third number. This is the sort of disadvantages or limitations that we find in oral communication. So it requires much and more time compared to the written communication. More time you have to give here, which is unproductive. Next element is oral communications are not easy to maintain and thus they are unsteady. It's not easy because to maintain this way. Then it requires attentiveness and great respectivity on part of the receivers audience. Then oral communication such as speeches. Are someone's speaker is on. Someone's, I mean, Bharat Mohan Sutara is there, whose a speaker is on. Please do mute it. You are disturbing to us. Bharat Mohan Sutar is there, who is traveling, I think so, and calling to someone else. So please do mute your speaker. Yes, then the last one is oral communication, such as speeches, is not frequently used as legal records. I let declare you, except in investigations work. Okay. So these are the some elements that I just introduced to you people in the context of oral communication. Later, I think we will see a group discussion. So when we pronounce a group discussion is a very important part in oral communication, group discussion or group debate. So these are the two important factors, terms that involve in oral communication. So why group discussion is very important and what are the different roles that one has to play in group discussion? Be a leader, be a participant, be a opener of group discussion, be a argumentator. So there are different roles that one has to play in group discussion. And but before that, I would like to say you people are know from you people that why group discussion is used nowadays in an interview or in any not only in interview but in any discussion, especially in an organization or in an office, especially whenever we have a formal discussion, we have such type of task is allotted or assigned to us in the form of group discussion. So why group discussion or why group discussion is very important? So I think so, or as far as my knowledge or information is confirmed, group discussion is very beneficial because we use it when an individual is unable to sort, unable to answer, unable to resolve a particular problem or issue. We do need, we have to use multiple brains. So when individuals are unable to tackle, sort out the problem or issue, we have to gather here. Okay, that is why group discussion is very important. So when individuals limitations we see, when individuals limitations appear before us to resolve the problem, we have to go ahead with groups. That is why group discussion is very important. So in group discussion, we can generate multiple ideas. multiple answers you can find in group discussion, multiple approaches you will find in group discussion, and whatnot, or multiple opinions or multiple decisions you can have in group discussion. So instead of going ahead with the only one head, if you go ahead with multiple heads, it is often better. It often known as a beneficiary to the organization, to the company, or to any office, or to any thing if you want to sort out, if you want to resolve. So that is why group discussion is very important. So just I inform you people about group discussion. That is we call here GD. Group discussion is nothing but a GD word is a very famous or popular in group discussion. Group discussion short form. So it is a comprehensive technique to judge the suitability of an individual, especially in an interview, or to judge appropriateness of an individual, or to know the personality of an interviewer or an individual, or to know his thoughts, feelings, behavior in an group. When you gather together, one has to judge your personality, your space, your place in that group. That is why group discussion is very. Your approaches, your argument, your discussion, your leadership, so matters much in an group discussion, in an interview. So that is why group discussion is very important. So it is very easy to understand. Once again, I just declared you that I clarified you about group discussion. I also clarified you about its advantages, and I also clarified you about its roles. The different roles are there that one has to play here. Argumentator, participant, as a participant, as an opener, as a leadership. So you have to prove your personality so that you can have the uniqueness of your personality, and definitely your authority, your expertise can identify your personality, and they will definitely select you in an interview for their purpose. So be a group, in a group discussion, one has to possess confidence, one has, or one should have effective communication, one should have quality language, one should be a attentive listener, or he or she should have listening skills. Assertive attitude should be maintained in his or her personality. Paraphrasing skills is also important, and leadership. So these are some important elements often involved or utilized in a very skillful way in group discussion or in an interview that they see you. So we see here there are some kinds of the types of group discussion. Topic-based group discussion is there. Case-based group discussion is there. Purpose of group discussion. You see there later there are some other elements involved in group discussion. Okay, with these few words I would like to stop. I declare here that the completion of unit number 3, and now I would like to jump to the next one, unit number 4, non-verbal communication. I will introduce within few minutes or clarify about non-verbal communication. Verbal and non-verbal communication. In Marathi, you say that अशाब्दिक संवाद, अशाब्दिक communication म्हणतो आपण त्याला. शाब्दिक आणि अशाब्दिक. Shabdik means verbal communication, that is literal translation, and non-verbal means अशाब्दिक. शब्दांचा वापर न करता कम्युनिकेट करणं, that is non-verbal communication, आणि शब्दांचा वापर करून communication, that is verbal communication. So here you see that before studying non-verbal communication, you have to study, or you have to compare verbal communication that we just seen in which we use words. That is called as a verbal communication. Again, we have two types: oral and written communication in verbal communication. But in non-verbal communication, we are in different stage. Non-verbal, without words, but we speak, we express, we send our messages or message to the receiver. That is called as non-verbal communication or non-verbal expressions. So what is the role of non-verbal expressions or non-verbal communication? As I just introduced to you people, that in oral communication, non-verbal communication or non-verbal elements play crucial role in order to support your oral communication. It supports, it adds your verbal communication or your oral communication. That is the role of your non-verbal communication. Or whenever we say that when we don't have that much words, whenever I say I don't have words to express my feelings to you or before you, it means that you have to use your non-verbal cues. It means that you have to use your body language, your gestures, your postures, your facial expressions, your dress codes. The number of things are there. They are often associated with you people, with your personality that you uses, through which you can communicate when you say that I don't have words. So here the starting point of non-verbal communication. So it has, I just introduced you, I have said you people, body language means the limbs of your body can be used and known as a body language are included in are known as a non-verbal communication. So how it plays, the limbs of your body, the part of your body can be used in communication. So your hand that you daily use, your leg, your eye contact, your eyes, eyebrows, your face, your smile, your nose, and whatnot of your limbs of body. So all these body parts can be used, can be utilized as a non-verbal communication in a systematic way. And generally, we people do use in a natural way. And if we use in an effective way, it is very beneficial for us. So this is called as a non-verbal communication. So the way in which you wear, the way in which you keep your own body, the way in which you use your gestures, your facial face are very important. So otherwise, even you can see that some more elements that are included in non-verbal communication is application of electronic media and communications are also included in non-verbal communication, telecommunication, teleconferencing, fax, email, social communication network. These are some other elements are included in unit number 4. Okay. So you see that your own limbs of your body, that is body language. So again, we have some other minor elements that are known as here. Body languages are also known as a kinetics. So it includes facial expressions, body movement, and each of your body limb has its own scientific method or terminology that you have to introduce, that you have to know in non-verbal communication. So here facial expressions, body movement, gestures and postures. Later you see that vocal characteristics are also known as a paralanguage. Means paralanguage means it is not the words, the used words language, but without words. It is all associated with your voice, your intonation, your pitch, your pause, your volume variations are known as here paralanguage. So म्हणजे बघा, मोठ्यानं बोलणं म्हणजे काय करणं, मोठ्यानं बोलणं म्हणजे काय, इट मे बी यू आर स्केअरिंग टू समवन एल्स. ज्यावेळी तुम्ही एखाद्यावरती ओरडता त्यावेळी तुमचा व्हॉइस कसा असतो, खूपच लाऊड असतो. म्हणजे खूपच लाऊड असतो इन दॅट सेन्स दॅट यू आर डुईंग समथिंग ऑड. तुम्ही काहीतरी असं विचित्रपणा वागून मोठा आवाज काढून तुम्ही दुसऱ्यांना काय करताय, भीती घालताय, तुम्ही घाबरतोय, असं त्याचा अर्थ होतोय. सो दॅट इज ऑल्सो हॅज इट्स ओन मिनिंग without words. So when you produce your own sounds in that way, in that loud way, so it says something that you are in angry mood. तुम्ही रागात खूप आहात, त्यामुळे तुम्ही एवढा मोठा आवाज करून दुसऱ्याच्या वरती काय करायला लागलाय, स्कोल्डिंग, स्केरिंग करायला लागलाय. देन सायलेन्स, इट्स अपोजिट थिंग. when you keep mum, when you keep quiet, when you known as a silence, it is also some sort of meaning that it has, it also creates some sort of meaning through your silence. So silence itself speaks louder than words, असे म्हटलं जातं. So keeping silence has its own meaning, or keeping space between two persons, between sender and receiver, also gives some sort of meaning. It is known as a proximity. Intimate space असेल, पर्सनल स्पेस असेल, सोशल स्पेस असेल, वगैरे वगैरे अशा सर्व गोष्टींचा उल्लेख अथवा अंतर्भूत या बॉडी लँग्वेज मध्ये केलेला आहे. आता बॉडी लँग्वेज म्हणजे काय बरं, तुम्ही आता बघा, मी जस्ट डिटेल्ड यू पीपल अबाउट अवर बॉडी लँग्वेज और लिम्स ऑफ अवर बॉडी. There are number of examples are given here in non-verbal communication. Gestures are also there. In gestures, it can be included as a head, your arms, your hands, your fingers, your legs, feet. All the minor that you feel, but they play a major role in a non-verbal communication. Even your finger, your nail cutting, your hairstyle, your smiling, your gestures, or your body, or your clothes, your dress, wearing dress, and so things are there. So each and every thing that you use in your body or limbs of your body can create a sort of effective meaning if you use in a very skillful use. Okay, then stress, well, a number of things are there associated with these non-verbal communication system. Okay, I think it's enough to you people in this session, and I declare that in today's session I have completed all the remaining units with the requirement of your time. I have completed, and I declare here that your syllabus is over, and I completed your all 4 units in today's and yesterday's session. So if you have any doubt in your mind, you can ask me. Otherwise, I will stop today's session. Hello. 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 Hello, students.
फोन करा सरांना, सर बोलतायत, काहीतरी विचारतायत, सगळ्यांनी उत्तर देणं अपेक्षित आहे.
Now, if they have any doubts or cynics in their minds, they can raise questions to me. I will clarify their doubts if they have any question in their minds. Otherwise, I will stop my today's session, and I already declared, sir, that I have completed all 4 units in yesterday's and in today's session. So I think there may not be any question, because in fact it is a very yes.
हा सर सर नमस्ते.
नमस्ते बोला.
हा सर, माझा एक क्वेश्चन होता की बिझनेस कम्युनिकेशन करत असताना जे आहेत ना, की वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन जे आहेत ना उपयोगी पडतं की जे आहेत ना ओरल कम्युनिकेशन?
When we do communicate with our customers, in the context of customer, we have to communicate in oral way instead of a written way. It is effective one, because you can clarify their doubts, you can justify your products before them whenever you have a face-to-face communication. So in the context of face-to-face communication, oral is better than written one. Written's the context is different, written's purpose is different, its goal is different compared to oral communication.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. I will stop today's session with these few words or with only one question that raised by someone. I don't have his name, but it was a good question that he raised to me. In fact, I'm not a business related person, but the subject which I teach you people is related to your business. But if you ask any question in the context of business point of view regarding communication skills, definitely I will clarify your doubts. I assure. But the only thing is that I don't have that much time to give you people, especially. But despite restriction of time, I have tried my level best to give something about your today's about your subject, business communication. Okay. Anyway, thank you for your participation in this session. Yes.
Yes, sir. The Sir here, sir. Actually, I wanted to ask one question about the written communication.
Yes.
When I goes with written communication, it is required to grammatically correct communication with in profession, sir.
Yeah, yes, it is assumed that you have to be a good speaker, English speaker. You have to be a good English writer too. So without having any grammatical error, you have to go ahead, because written is a very legal and evidenced thing. So when someone read your reading matter, he observes your writing method, your sentence, whether it is right one, wrong one, whether it has a grammatical error, and so on. So things are generally in profession, especially when you work in a company, it may be national or multinational company, you have to be that much cared about your grammar. It is generally assumed. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes. I'm not having your word. Yes, someone is there. Someone's voice. I'm having. Yes. Hello. Anyway, there is no any question. Yes, we will. I should stop here now, because there is no one is there. No one question is there. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.